Oh, I have chips all in my mouth. Crap. Oh, I am doing where the kings basically start off good and everything starts out fine and dandy, and then they ended up being awful kings, and they basically lead the land of Israel and the kingdom of Israel down into a bigger spiral of depression, not depression, but basically ruins. And I'm comparing this to the song Skinny Love, originally by Bon Iver. And so what really just, you can look it up, it's really good. I like the song. But I just really like it because it says, like, just last year, like, the first, like, lyric is like, come on, skinny love, just last year, pour a little salt and we were never here. And so basically it's saying, like, just last year was so good, and now it looks like we were never here because the kingdom of Israel, it was doing so well and so good. And then it was just awful by the end of their reign. Later it says, the chorus goes, and I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And then depending on what part you're at, either, and in the morning I'll be with you, but it'll be a different kind, because I'll be holding all the tickets, and you'll be owing all the fines. And then the later verse is, and now all your love is well, I'll go to that later. But with that, it's so amazing because they're supposed to be patient, and they're supposed to be okay with God's will, but they're not. And the kings, they would take matters into their own hands and try to do things, and their sin ultimately ruined them and ruined Israel, and it took so long. And God even said, if you do not obey me, there will be disaster and destruction into your life and into your land. And so it was very important with that. One of the verses says, come on, skinny love, what happened here? And so it's amazing because they would probably, I imagine them looking back and saying, like, what happened here? I had this kingdom and I ruined it. And so then it does a chorus, but then it said, now all your love is wasted. Then who the heck was I? Because now I'm breaking all the britches at the end of all your lines. And so with that, it's amazing because it's basically saying, like, everything that they did almost is a waste, because in the end of the reign of the kings, Israel was at a lower point than all the other nations who did not worship our God. They were doing so much more of a sinful thing than the Gentiles, and that is not what God had wanted for his people. And so whenever I think of that song, I think more like it's almost depressing. It doesn't have any redemption fact of it, which it later Jesus is our redemption. However, like here during the Israelites, like they're probably like, man, I remember back when we had a better king, or I remember back my great grandparents, their king was great, why can't we have that? And it almost kind of reflects to nowadays, and how today people will say, oh, well, back, like my parents, for example, would say, oh, back in my day, we would blah, 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 XYZ. And then I just pull out the fact that they didn't have seatbelts, so it can't be that great. Yes. All right. Finally, basically conclusion. It's amazing how they can just look back into history and see how things went wrong, and where if they would listen, it would not go that bad.